Okay there. Hey everyone, how's it going? Anthony Rios here, the Healing Shaman. And so I wanted to talk about a couple of things here, a couple of topics, but one in particular is for those of you who are spiritual seekers and you know you have a healing gift and you don't know what to do with it yet, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being in that place. A lot of people are in that place. But if you've been following me and you're listening to what I'm talking about, for those of you who have a healing gift, and you're unsure what to do about it or you're afraid of it, right? They're very different things, and we can approach them in the same way to get you to a place where one, you're comfortable with your healing gift, you claim it, right? What I call name it and claim it, and you're not afraid of it, right? You learn what it is and what you can do with it and why you're being called to heal. And that's a big responsibility, right? I don't wanna downplay that at all. It is a big responsibility, and that also kind of freaks people out. It scares the shit out of a lot of people because it makes you responsible on a whole different level. The beautiful thing about people who are on a healing path and you're being called to healing is that most of us have gone through some kind of drama, trauma, wounding from either childhood, early adulthood, midlife, all of the stuff. Somewhere along the line, something happened to us, or maybe several things happened to us that have shaped where we landed, and then we get the call to heal because we've done some work on ourselves, healing work on ourselves, and we're at a new place, right? We're at a new place, and it's time to share that with other people to help other people who've gone through the same thing. Because let me tell you, you might think it's you're the only one that some bad shit has happened to. That's not true. It happens to a lot of people, same exact thing. They're patterns. They're the same exact patterns, right? We get crapped on by nasty people. It happens to people all the time. You're not the only one. I'm not the only one. People have betrayed you. People have betrayed me, right? People have like undercut you. People have undercut me. People have cheated you. They've cheated me. Yes, all of that, right? They've lied to you, they've lied to me. It happens to all of us. But the thing about healers is that we've gone through something that was really, really hurtful to us. And many of us are very empathic. We're deeply sensitive. We can feel things, right? We can feel other people's energy. Maybe you don't know what to call it, but you can feel it. You know what they're going to say before they say it, right? You know what they're going to do before they do it, right? Because you can see what other people can't see. And that is a healing gift. That's a beautiful healing gift. So I just want to look at a couple of things here because I want to make sure that I don't miss this. A lot of the people I work with and the healers that come to me, because I'm all about healers helping healers, is that you don't have boundaries. You don't have good boundaries, and you need energetic boundaries. You need powerful, strong, energetic boundaries that protect you not so much from malicious things, but that just protect your energy so you're not drained. You're just not worn out and drained all the time. You just don't want to mess with anything anymore because you're worn out and you're tired. They've sucked all the energy out of you, right? So what I do in the Rainbow Path and the group that I have is really a big focus on energetic boundaries, how to create your own boundaries, how to establish yourself as sovereign with authority and agency over your spiritual journey, for one, and also on your energetic boundaries. How you set those boundaries, how you discern and see what's mine, what's not mine, what energy is mine, what energy is not mine, how to let go of the crap that's not yours, right? Release it, put up boundaries, energetic boundaries, so that that stuff doesn't creep onto you anymore. And you don't start leaking out your energy when someone wants to come cry on your shoulder because they know that you're the good listener, right? Someone wants to come lay all their crap on you because they know you in your past. "Well, yeah, I can always go talk to this person. I can always go talk to Anthony. He'll listen and he'll listen and he'll listen and blah." You end up absorbing all their crap, all their energy. Then they leave and they're done. They've unloaded all their stuff on you, and you've got all this crap on you, right? And you don't know how to get rid of it. And it hangs on you for a while, right? That's not good. It's not good, especially for empathic and deeply sensitive people. You got to have boundaries so you learn how to deal with that and get it off of you and don't let it happen again. Learn how to say yes and learn how to say no. Learn how to say yes, learn how to say no, right? Now, some of you, and this was me for a while, I've been on a healing path for a long time when I still had I was in the construction business. and I still had that construction company going on. But I was also at a midlife point where I knew it was time to change. Many of you are midlife career professionals and you don't like your job anymore. Some of you may even hate the work that you're doing. And you may be a well trained, degreed professional, and maybe you've been doing it for a long time and you absolutely loathe it, right? You know who you are, you're out there, and you hate your job, right? But it brings you good money, right? It allows you to live in a particular lifestyle and you don't want to give that up. Or you don't see another opportunity or another possibility for changing course, right? So that keeps a lot of people trapped in jobs that they hate, in relationships they hate, all of that. So if you're one of those midlife professionals who's looking at a healing focused career change, then come take a look at the rainbow path. It doesn't mean you're going to switch everything tomorrow. So you don't want to have your spouse or your significant other say, "What in the hell do you think you're doing?" Because that will happen, right? I know a lot of people, their other half looks at them like, "You are out of your mind. You are freaking out of your mind." So you don't need to do that, right? It's unnecessary. Step by step, to get to a place where you can name your healing gift, claim it, and honor yourself as the healer you're being called to be. Okay. So if you're dealing with inherited trauma, generational wounding, that's a big thing that we do in the Rainbow Path as we work on generational healing. It's super important. I remember when I started on the path of generational healing and ancestral healing, I used to poo-poo that. I was like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't there 5 generations ago, 6 generations ago. I wasn't there. So I had to look at it from a different perspective. And once I experienced that using the shamanic journey method and seeing what the ancestral trauma and generational wounding, what it was, in a safe shamanic container with the helping spirits and compassionate spirits showing me, because I wanted to be shown, they showed me. And they also showed me what to do to heal it, right? To break the generational trauma once and for all, how to break those chains, because generational trauma, ancestral trauma is holding on to you. It held on to me, it's holding on to you. And unless you know how to break those chains, the same patterns are going to repeat. You think it's just your pattern? No, this is something that's been going on for generations in your family, from the male side and the female side, right? Generations. So, and it's not just the things that we think about today, like addictions or alcoholism or drug addiction, something like that. It's other stuff, whether it's hardcore anger and rage, or sadness and melancholy, or what we call just laziness when they say, oh, he's just a good for nothing, right? Those are inherited patterns. They can be broken, right? Those are inherited patterns. They can be broken. Or you're the kind of person who goes and you date the same person over and over and over again, same kind of person over and over and over. Or you've been in multiple marriages, but they were all the same BS over and over and over. Those are inherited patterns and most likely ancestral generational trauma that needs to be dealt with. And it can be dealt with in a beautiful, safe way. You don't have to relive anything. You just have to break the chain, right? Break that cord that keeps you connected and keeps it connected from the past to you. Okay. So, this is also a message for those of you, because I was in this boat about 30 years ago when I first started on my journey, as being disconnected from a grounded spirituality. So, for me, it was being disconnected from the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church walked away from me. I walked away from the Catholic Church. The message that the church was delivering at that time and continues to deliver is not a message for me, right? So, the organized Catholic Church, not the Gospels, right? Not the Gospels. I'm talking about organized religion. So, I was brought up Catholic. So, that was a deep wound for me in my late 20s. It was a big wound. And I left the Catholic Church, but there was a big spiritual void. So, and it disconnected me from a spiritual connection that I needed. I needed it. So not everybody needs it. There's a lot of agnostic people out there. They're doing just fine. But if you're a person who has walked away from traditional organized religion and you need that spiritual connection, but you haven't found it yet, then please listen up, because there is a way for you to restore that beautiful connection with spirit. That connection with spirit is beautiful. You know this, and I know this. You already know that the connection with spirit is a beautiful, deeply personal connection. And working with divine spirits, transcended spirits, with the light. I love working with archangels now. It's something that I've come to. I didn't do it for a long time, but they came to me, right? In this journey work, using the shamanic journey methods and practices, along with other practices that really connects you or reconnects you with what you've been missing. So, for those of you who are at that place where you have that spiritual void, there's an emptiness and you need to have that reconnection. You don't know how to reconnect yet? Come check us out at the Rainbow Path because I'm showing people how to reconnect in a very safe way, very nurturing way, in a very loving way that honors you. It honors where you've been, where you've come from, and it's not dogma, it's not religion, it's a connection to spirit. Whatever you want to call this beautiful, beautiful, energetic force, whether you say it's God, the creator, the divine, the light, the source, whatever you want to call it, it's great. But you need that connection, and I need that connection, right? Because we are energetically connected to something bigger than ourselves, and we know that. We know that already, right? Bigger than all the bullshit that's happening out here in the world right now. It's bigger than all of that, and it can heal all of that. But you and I have to be big enough to step into a different way of living and a different way of being and a different way of communicating, not only with ourselves, but with the people around us, right? In the group that I'm working with in the Rainbow Path, we have to create a new language of healing and bring healing evolution into play, right? So that's a big conversation that I'm having in my group on the Rainbow Path is about how do you move away from fear and self-doubt and generalized doubt and bigger fears, community fears, societal fears. It's all got to start here. You got to move. You have to start with yourself. You have to start with yourself to move away from all of those fears, doubts, self doubts, all the hurt, wondering about, am I going to get fucked over again? Someone going to stab me in the back again? Is the rug going to get pulled out from me again? Right? That kind of stuff. That was my story. That was my story. You know, it's going to get screwed up. It's going to mess up. It can't be this good. Someone's going to yank the rug out from under me. That was my story. Right? And it was all due to not being one spiritually connected to myself as a divine being and having an easy out. And the easy out was to blame somebody else. That's an easy out, right? You know this, I know this. That's the easy out, to put the blame elsewhere instead of looking square in the mirror at yourself and like, I'm responsible, period. End of story, right? Well, once I was able to do that, I was able to reconnect with spirit in such a beautiful way that there was no question in my mind that I am a divine spiritual creation. Period. I am a divine spiritual creation. I claim it. I claim it. And I'm asking you to claim it because you are a divine spiritual creation in the image of the creator, of source of the light. Okay? So if you have any doubt about that, if you have any fear about that, if someone says you're going to go to hell because you're not going to church, don't listen to that BS. It's not true, right? You are a divine creation. Period. End of story, right? So your job is to name it and claim it. My name is Anthony. I am a healer. I claim my healing gift, and I humbly give thanks to Spirit, to the divine, to the Creator, and to the light for allowing me to walk this path in this lifetime. End of story, right? I don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's permission, okay? You do not need anyone's permission to name yourself as a healer who's been called. You claim it. You claim it, right? And then you start walking the path. And there's a lot of support out there. There's a lot of beautiful people out there who will help you and walk with you and listen to you when those fears and doubts do pop up, right? But it requires a level of responsibility to yourself that many of us are not accustomed to. We think we are, but if you're going to walk this path is calling you to be a completely different human being, because when you are really connected with the divine, with spirit, with the light, as I call it, walking with the light, it requires you to walk differently. And it's not an easy walk, right? I'm not going to say here it's an easy walk. It's not, right? There are many, many times I think it'd be so much easier just to go back to my old ways and smoke some weed and drink some more vodka and go have some bunch of anonymous sex and call it a day, right? That's easy. That's the easy out. But if you're called to this path, it requires something different. It requires I can't drink anymore. I can't, right? I've even socially, like to go have a glass of wine or two at dinner, I can't even do that anymore. My body does not accept it. My body does not accept it. And I used to love me some good wine. I had some friends who were really wine connoisseurs, and I can't. My body won't accept it. And part of that is that the connection with spirit is telling me you need to keep your body clean. You need to keep your body very clean, right? And that's going to keep your mind clean. That's going to keep your energy clean. That's me, right? That doesn't have to be you, right? But that's me. So let me just say this. If you've listened this far, thank you very much. And also, I just want to say a little side note to the subscribers. I passed 100 subscribers on YouTube here in February 2026, and I'm really thankful for those of you who subscribe to the channel. I'm really happy about that. And let's keep this growing. So subscribe to the channel if this resonates with you. Put the little notification bell on, and we'll talk lots more about healing and spiritual connection and all of that. So what I want to leave you with is this. If you are called to healing and you're unsure about what to do, if you're called to healing and you're afraid of what that would mean for you, then come check out what we're doing in the Rainbow Path. It's on the school platform, SKOOL, and I'll put the link in the description. And come learn about what we're doing in a very practical, grounded spirituality. That's what I teach. Practical, grounded spirituality. Spirituality. It's not dogmatic. It's not religion. It's about you connecting with spirit, reconnecting to spirit, and returning to yourself. Remembering who you are, remembering who you've always been as a divine spiritual creation. Okay? That's what it's all about. Nothing to fear, nothing to doubt, right? We are all created in this beautiful divine image. But if you want to walk this path, it's going to require something different, a different way of being, a different way of living. And I didn't just go from one day to the next, changing how I live. No, that was an evolution. It has been a path, right? A pathway that's had its ups and downs, that's had its, breakdowns and breakthroughs, that's had hard, deep conversations with myself, with spirit, with family, with friends. And it also required me to understand what safe space really means for people like you and me who are walking a different path. We have to have a safe space to have this conversation and this dialogue. The Rainbow Path is a safe space for you to have this conversation and this dialogue. So, authentic transformation can be achieved, but I'm not talking some woo woo, go listen to a guru and all that. You don't have to, no, none of that. All you have to do is return to yourself, honor yourself, name your gift, claim your gift, and just plug back in to the divine spirit, right? That's always been there, always been there. So that's it for me for right now. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk more. Again, thank you to the 100 subscribers. I'm so excited. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Really excited, and I love this journey. I love sharing with people, teaching people. Rainbow Path on school. I'll put the link in the description. Like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk a lot more. All right, thanks. Bye now.